In a peaceful riverside town, a 24-year-old man named Arav helped his father run a small dairy shop. Every morning, he carried heavy milk cans through sunlit lanes, delivering bottles door to door. But the daily grind began to wear him down. Watching others his age live more comfortably, Arav started longing for success, respect, and an easier life. One day, an idea struck him. He quietly began adding a little water to the milk. The cans felt lighter, the rounds finished faster, and the income remained the same. He convinced himself it wasn't a big deal, just a clever trick to work smarter. What began as a small act of convenience soon became a habit. Arav believed he had found a shortcut to success, unaware that this small deception would soon test not only his honesty but also his father's faith in him and his own character. Arav's new routine became his secret comfort. Each morning, he diluted the milk a bit more, feeling proud of his intelligence. His father, an old and gentle man, trusted him completely. He never checked the milk or questioned the quality, believing his son was hardworking and sincere. This trust made Arav feel both powerful and safe, as if nothing could go wrong. The money stayed steady, and the customers kept buying. Day by day, Arav's confidence grew, and his conscience grew quieter. He started to believe that small lies didn't matter if no one got hurt. But the quiet town soon faced a dry summer, rivers shrank, and wells began to empty. Clean water became scarce, and what Arav mixed into the milk was no longer pure. His small deceit, hidden for so long, was about to unravel in a way he could never have imagined. One bright morning, the town chief stood in the marketplace with exciting news. During the upcoming grand festival, the supplier who provided the purest, freshest milk would earn the honor of serving the entire town, and receive a golden reward. The announcement spread quickly, filling the air with hope and competition. Arav's heart pounded with excitement. This could change everything. He could open his own shop, buy a motorbike, and finally live the life he dreamed of. He promised himself to do better, to work harder, but deep down he couldn't let go of his habit. He thought, just a little water won't matter. He still mixed water into the milk, believing luck would be on his side. What he didn't know was that this moment, meant to bring him glory, would instead expose the truth he'd been hiding for months. The festival day arrived with drums, laughter, and colorful stalls. The whole town gathered around as judges sat behind a long wooden table to taste milk from each supplier. Arav stood proudly, dressed neatly, confident his charm would win them over. But the moment the first judge took a sip, his face stiffened. The second leaned toward the chief and whispered something urgent. Then came the loud announcement that froze the crowd: "This milk is spoiled, mixed with dirty water." Shock spread instantly. People gasped, whispering, "He's been cheating us." Arav felt his world crumble. And then he saw his father among the crowd, standing silently, his eyes filled with deep disappointment, not anger. That silence pierced Arav's heart like a blade. For the first time, he realized how much trust he had broken, not just his father's, but an entire community's faith in his honesty. That night, Arav lay in bed staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep. The cheers of the crowd, the embarrassment, and his father's silent gaze echoed in his mind. For the first time, he saw his reflection clearly, not as a clever young man, but as someone who had traded integrity for comfort. His shortcut had cost him everything: his dream, his dignity, and his father's pride. With tears in his eyes, he made a silent promise: no more lies, no more shortcuts. The next morning, he woke before dawn, filled his cans with pure, fresh milk, and began his deliveries again. The sun was harsh, the cans heavy, but his heart felt lighter. He worked harder than ever, facing every challenge with honesty. Slowly, people noticed. They began to see a different Arav, one who had fallen, but chosen to rise with truth. That night, Arav lay in bed staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep. The cheers of the crowd, the embarrassment, and his father's silent gaze echoed in his mind. For the first time, he saw his reflection clearly, not as a clever young man, but as someone who had traded integrity for comfort. His shortcut had cost him everything: his dream, his dignity, and his father's pride. With tears in his eyes, he made a silent promise: no more lies, no more shortcuts. The next morning, he woke before dawn, filled his cans with pure, fresh milk, and began his deliveries again. The sun was harsh, the cans heavy, but his heart felt lighter. He worked harder than ever, facing every challenge with honesty. Slowly, people noticed. They began to see a different Urav, one who had fallen, but chosen to rise with truth.